What's up, YouTube? So we just got back from a trip to Windrock, and I've spent most of the day cleaning this old nasty thing up. I've got the skid plate off, I've had the seats out, I've got the bed out of it, I've got the windshield off. I've been putting a few of those things back, and I thought, while I've got the windshield off, now's the perfect time to install this new set of mirrors that I've got. So if you've watched any of our other videos, you may have noticed, and if you haven't watched any of our other videos, there's your first problem. Anyhow, I did have side mirrors on this machine. They were a set of mirrors that I bought early on when we had our first RZR, so they've been transferred. This is actually the third machine that they've been on. They were a good quality name brand mirror. They've served me well. But they're starting to show their age. Wiping the glass for the last 3 or 4 riding seasons, they were starting to get some scratches, getting cloudy. And so I thought, what, that's one of those things that you kind of overlook. Maybe it's time to upgrade. That being said, I have been so pleased with the numerous products I've gotten from Kemimoto. Started out doing the door bags. I've done the fender flares, the mud flares. Recently did their cargo box. I have nothing but good things to say about these products. So I thought, they've got a set of billet mirrors that look pretty good. Let's give them a go and see what we think. So that's exactly what I've got in this box. Open it up here. Let's take a look at what we've got. Got some packaging and stuff. This is their billet mirror. Man, this is a good looking setup. All billet clamps, all CNC machined. Me being a machinist, of course, I appreciate good quality machine work. You can tell everything's been done on a CNC. I mean, you can tell all this stuff's been profiled. So, super high quality, man. The glass seems to be really high quality. It's clear. I mean, probably a lot higher grade optic than what you need on a side-by-side, but they've crushed it with these. So I'm going to do an install on these today. I don't really know that you even need instructions, but they've included instructions for those that want to look at them, as well as a set of hex keys. And of course, you've got a right or left. And as I put these things on, we'll go over some of the features that they have as far as adjustability. They've got tons of adjustment in them, and you can tension these to give as much resistance. Obviously, if you hit tree limbs and stuff, you're going to want these to be able to fold in so that they don't, damage the mirror. So yeah, I'm going to do some camera adjustment here. We'll get these put on and take a look at them. All right, so yeah, real quick, take another look at this. Like I mentioned earlier, it's all billet aluminum construction CNC machine. You've got a 2-piece clamp that come with these, and in this configuration, it's going to be set up for 1 3/4 diameter tubing, which is what I have. They also supply you 2 spacers, one for each side, of course, and you would use those in conjunction with this if you were going to use it on a machine that has 2-inch diameter tubing. Now that's going to be Turbo R, Pro R factory cages. I'm sure there are other machines out there that also have a 2-inch diameter cage. All right, previously on this machine, I had the mirrors mounted in this area right here. I did that because I really like a mirror mounted as low as I can, but anybody that's had a Pro XP, Pro R, Turbo R, well, I'll tell you, you can't see around these very good. So I moved it up a little bit in hopes that I could get around some of the back plastics, and it did help. But what I found was it's right in line with my head as I'm driving. So I'm trying to look over the mirror or under the mirror. So I'm actually going to mount these up at the top. I'm not as crazy about how they look mounted up at the top, but these are really pretty mirrors, and so I'm not as ashamed to show these off there as I was my old dull plastic wore out cloudy glass lens mirrors that I had. If these stick out and people notice them, yeah, they're pretty, so I don't mind people noticing them. Okay, so yeah, much improved design over what I had from a mirror standpoint. I definitely like these being mounted up higher. They look much better mounted higher than the other set of mirrors that I had. This is going to give me that line of sight under the mirror while we're riding. Like I said, a lot of times I found myself trying to duck under the mirror to see an obstacle that's just, you know, barely off to the side of where we're riding. A couple of things I want to mention about these. You'll notice how low profile that is. Obviously that's going to sit under the windshield. You're not going to have any kind of obstruction right there. You got a ton of adjustment in these. You can swivel that side to side. You've got adjustment up or down, and then adjustment in and out. You can tension these, tighten and loosen this to put the amount of tension that you want on it. Something about like that's kind of what I prefer. That way if a light branch or something hits it, it's not really going to knock my alignment off. But if a big tree limb hits it, or if we hit the bank, hit a dirt bank or something like that, it's going to fold in and hopefully not destroy the mirror. So yeah, you've got, you know, like I mentioned, these adjustments here, but you've also got some adjustment here. And if you want to loosen these two Allen wrench button heads with your Allen wrench, you can swivel this up or down, which is really cool. If you want to swivel them down or actually swivel them up, it's going to change your range of visibility a little bit. Also going to give you a little bit of unique style. And if your cage tapers in, which I've seen some cages do, if you've got a factory cage, you may need to do that if you want to kind of keep it linear, keep it parallel like I've got it set up here. But if your cage tapers in at the top, you would appreciate being able to adjust this down just a little bit. I think there's like a 30-degree range of motion in that right there. So yeah, super excited with these. Like I said, really good looking mirror. They seem to be great quality. The machine work on them is really nice. I assume that this is anodized, and then you've got these billet pockets that show through right here. So I'm going to tighten these up a little bit, make some adjustments, and we're going to take it for a ride and see what I think while we're sitting in it. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I actually really do like the look of these mounted up higher on the cage in the front, and they are definitely going to make an improvement as far as visibility out of the machine, and not being in your face the whole time too. So that's you know, like I said earlier, I was having to look above or below the mirror as I was driving. And I mean, you can kind of see right there, that's like dead on to the headrest of the seat from this position. So super pleased with these. I mean, the clarity is just superb. Really good optic, good glass, good mirror, whatever you want to call it. High quality parts, man. So like many of the other Kemimoto products, nothing but good things to say about them thus far. We'll see how they hold up over time. We'll put them in the woods and beat on them like we do just about everything else. But as of today, zero complaints, guys. So if you're in the market for some good quality billet side mirrors, definitely recommend checking these guys out at Kemimoto. As always, thanks for watching. If you like the kind of stuff that we do, hit that like and subscribe button. See you later.